Hi, I've just I've just done a video and I got into it, and I won't be able to post that onto YouTube. I don't think I'd probably get censored, especially it being my first video. But there's so much that I want to talk about that I've got to be careful with what I say. And I'm not a video editor. I'm just a normal guy, and I've seen content creators on both sides of the spectrum, of the political spectrum, recommend to bring your thoughts out and speak out how you feel about the current circumstances around the world. So I'm just gonna do a video. Hopefully I don't go on a railroad track and just go off completely off topic. Hopefully I can stick to topics. Maybe, I mean, I see a lot of people, they have it all scripted. You can see them reading off screens. Well, I'm not. I'm just gonna try and speak out how I feel in my head. I mean, some of my points could be wrong, which, if they are, please correct me on them. I'm here for advice, I'm here for help, I want to learn, I want to knowledge, absorb more knowledge about everything that's going on. That this is really for my family's sake, though. A lot of my beliefs have come true, if that makes sense. So a lot of what I thought before the 2020 incident, with the lockdown and everything, I don't know if I can say the word. I saw that coming before anyone, and everyone was like, nah, and I was like, nah, something's gonna happen. They're making this big, and they did, to the point where they paid everyone to go home and not work and crash the economy and absolutely have loads of inflation. And in that time they managed to help out their buddies, open massive businesses to make lots of money from us. So all the money you were getting paid to go home to not do anything, you spend on things that kept them making money. So all of that money that they put into the system went back to them and not to you, because we are all consumers, and that's exactly what they want us to be. Brand new car, upgrade your phone, finance, can't afford a brand new sofa, don't worry, we can do it finance free. All that stuff is to make you not have money, and I've seen it for years now. And I failed school. Like, I was classed as special needs at school. I failed it. I hated school. Really hated school. It was just a waste of time in my eyes, and I've always been like that about the educational system. Apart from when it comes to my daughter, who's a lot cleverer, she loves school. But yeah, I'm going off topic again. Basically, what I'm getting at is, I'm just looking at how the world is going at the moment with the government in England and around the world, and the consumerism side of the West, Europe, America, and all that. And I just don't think a lot of people can see it, and it's sad, because I'm on an okay paid job now, and I'm struggling. I've actually smashed my mortgage down. I'm below 50% ownership of above 50% ownership of my mortgage. So obviously the value of my house, I own more than half of the value of my house. So the bank owns less, if that makes sense. But I've been chipping it down for 10 years now. I was fortunate enough to get on the market early, and I got some good deals, but then I never really played on it to make more money like most of the entrepreneurs. I was just happy with a house and a small mortgage. I'm seeing different ways of things now. I'm trying to educate myself a bit more, but for me, my family's more important. But yeah, from when I got a house, I was able to get a mortgage on my own, and I was only 18, I think, when I got my first mortgage, and it was on a 2-bed semi-detached. It was a repossession, but I ended up getting it in the end. At 18, I could provide for myself, and I wasn't on that much of a good wage. It was on an okay wage, but I wasn't at the top wage for my my qualification. Well, I mean, I had no qualifications. I'm a welder by trade. I just got my qualification for TIG welding this year, only level 2 though, just so that I had a certificate, because I'm not actually really well. I did mechanics, but yeah, I ended up becoming a welder, and I love it. I love welding. I've welded all my life, but I'm really good at it, and so I ended up on an okay wage, so above minimum, but not on the best, and I could provide for myself. And now the way that the world's gone, and people cannot see it, people are wondering why people are struggling. Every year it gets harder. Now I go back to, I'm 35 now, so I go back to when I was 18, when I could survive for, provide for myself quite comfortably. I was going on nights out and had a mortgage and bills and council tax and doing the house up, so it was tough, but I did it. But now I'm struggling. And this is me paying my mortgage down as well, 10 years. My mortgage rate's going from 1.66% to around 5.5 maybe in January. Hopefully it comes down, but it's almost doubling. And I'm, I've got my partner who I've been with 10 years, and I've got my daughter, and she's working full time. I'm working full time on. I'm a bit over the average wage of England now, so I'm on a pretty decent wage for what I'm doing, and we're struggling. I can't, and it's getting harder, and I don't get why people can't see this. I like I said, I'm not an economic expert, but I can't see why people can't see how much they're getting destroyed, and it all leads to the WEF. Like everyone keeps joking about it, like you'll own nothing and be happy. We're all losing more every day, but no one's getting happier about it. Even though people seem to think that this van life and everything is great, trust me, I know people that are in vans and it was great for a few months and then there's not enjoying it. Now in England, we have the 4 seasons, and every season's amazing. Winter's great, Christmas and all that, snow if we get it. We used to get it years ago, but we don't anymore. Spring with the lambs and all the young being born, and then you've got your summer, which is great. Well, we say great. The past few years has been horrendous. I think the best summer we've had was 2020, which not in a bad way because of obviously the lockdown and everything, but at the same time we had like 8 weeks of solid sun, and that started in March. It was mad, but we've not had that for years. And then you've got your autumn. Well, autumn's beautiful with the leaves colour and the rain, and it's not too cold. But anyway, it is nice having the van life, and I love the idea of it as well. But it's not. I think that's more sold to you now to make you think that you want a van, that you don't want a home. And if you sell your home, you're losing that home to someone that will buy it and rent it back to you eventually when you've had enough of van life. That way you're losing your asset. And I think everything's by design. And even though people think they're great on vans now, they will, once they have got control over the housing and taking stuff away from people. I think really in 2030 people won't have any houses. I think we'll be forced out of selling it. Either people will move abroad, which is actually one thing that I'm looking at doing at the moment. And my partner's doing languages because she has had enough of England. We wanted to go to Ireland, but Ireland's even worse than England by the looks of things. So we're looking at going somewhere hot and sunny with a growing economy, because the economy here is really bad. And being in the manufacturing industry, welder, fabricator, it's since I started welding. When I was younger, there were jobs everywhere, and it was really good pay. I remember I was on £12.50 an hour in 2009, 2000. No, it was £12 in 2011, 2012. What was that? 12 years ago. And I remember they didn't up my wage. Eventually I left, but I'm on I'm on more, obviously, a better wage now, but there's people that are still only paid that in the industry, and I can't get my head around it. But there's less welders and fabricators. Well, you'd think that if there was less welders, fabricators, the wage would go up to try and get people in, to get people from other countries in, but they haven't. And then it makes you wonder, well, how's that work? And it's because the our manufacturing, like, England's always been an engineering country. We've had some of the best engineers, inventors, you name it. England's been architects. We have always been history's greatest sort of inventors. Blah blah blah. It's just what we've been good at, and we're manufacturing steel and stuff. But we're not doing it anymore. There's not many jobs for it anymore, and because of it, it's because we're importing. But the people don't see that. I see it, but other people like NHS workers and that. You fortunately for you, you're not actually seeing what's happening to that industry. They're outsourcing work, but they're also, if we're not, but they're finding cheaper labour in other countries as well, like China, for instance. We actually get most of our metal in this country from China. We import from China. I've not got much left on this video, but where I'm getting with this is now onto climate. It'll be a bit mumbo jumbo, this video. I just wanted to get everything out there. I could probably just pick a topic in future and focus on it, but we're getting our material, our steel, everything from the big power furnaces, where they refine all our metals and sheet work, and like Turkey, we get a lot of stainless from Turkey, a lot of aluminium, steel from other places. We get a lot of stainless steel from China because it's cheaper. The problem is they're trying to do it for climate control, to be like, look at us, we're a good country. All that's coming over in massive shipping containers. These shipping containers are using tens of thousands of litres of diesel every day to bring that steel to us. For instance, I've got a friend, he actually goes around wind farms, just dropping lads off to service the wind farms, and he's on a big ship, 156 tonner, and that does 1600 litres a day, and that's him just moving people around. That's not him travelling across, that's him just moving around Europe. Like, he'll go around somewhere, he'll port up, and get the lads and send them out, and he'll just stay out there until until people need to come back, or shifts done, whatever. So it's not always moving, but that's on average 1600 litres of diesel a day, just for moving people around. These are things you don't see. So they're telling you like this greenhouse stuff, the windmills and that are good, but in theory they're not. And a lot of the material is made in China. If you look at the climate control, like the CO2 output of England, and then you look at China, it's Now, if they actually really cared about the climate control, why are they destroying citizens of England, and they're not going after China and sitting down with them and saying, look, this is it's not sustainable. You're destroying, you're polluting the environment. Why are they having a go at us while we're one of the cleanest countries? That's what I don't understand. Anyway, I can't do a long one. I'm not a verified account, but I'll probably sort that out one day. But I'll try and get topics and talk about a topic at a time, so it's not all mumbo jumbo. But yeah, hopefully you can follow me on this video. I'm sorry about it, but I just wanted to get one done and get it out there. Thanks guys, take care, bye now.